I don't think so. Like, I would never volunteer for being hypnotized. One reason is I don't want to ruin the show when it doesn't work. The other one is I don't want it to work. What if I'm like, this is never going to work, and then all of a sudden I'm like picking fleas off myself like I'm a dog or whatever, right? Hang on. Whoa! There was a shit hypnotist at a streamer event one time. God, I wish I was... I'm so hungry, but my daughter won't let me eat. Yeah, I hear you on that one. She doesn't really get the golden rule yet. Like, she eats lunch before us, and then she's like, come play with us. And we're like, well, we gotta eat lunch. And she's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, well, we stopped playing so you could eat lunch. Oh, that is easier. Not great. Thought the golden rule was that Lonely Island song? Roll up to the crib with the bottles and James. I'm off the bus with the Alizé. I think that's their best, man. In my opinion, that's their best. Because it's hooky, like a real song. And then it's funny. Like, Jizzed in My Pants, mostly just funny. Not really like a great song, but a funny song. Dick in a Box, not a good song, but a very funny song. Throw It on the Ground, very funny, not real. But The Golden Rule is a real song. It does have Lady Gaga in it. But Threw It on the Ground has Jenny Slate, so my goats are fighting. No one ever talks about Like a Boss anymore. We do not. But pretty good. Pretty good song. Shit on Deborah's Desk, yeah. Like a Boss. Oh, man. That's good stuff. I gotta listen to that. Hold. Man, I can't fucking do it. Hold. I'm gonna put that on the Peloton playlist. Someone broke out their mom voice. Akon's building a Solana-powered city in Africa right now. That's kind of sick. Solana, the chain that goes down 3 times a month? No, man, look at my city. I don't know if that's true. It was true for a while. No, he isn't? Never mind. Akon City has been canceled. Oh, man. Nothing, y'all. Nothing, y'all. Akon City is falling. Whatever. Hey, what do you think is the worst song that you still have to hear from time to time? I'll start. Waka Waka, This One's for Africa by Shakira. I can, for some reason, I cannot... Okay, Dance Monkey is really... That's a really good choice. Because that song shows up often enough to be like, this shit again, and is bad enough to be like, not this shit again. Any Taylor Swift song, literally virtue signaling. Some of those songs are pretty good. I'm not a Swiftie, but like, it's giving off like forum LARPers who are like, I hate the Spice Girls vibes. Shake It Off is good. Bro, Cruel Summer, Moggs, Shake It Off, okay? Talking about Shake It Off. You gagged him? I know I gagged him. Taylor Swift isn't good? Are you the Earth? Because, like, her music's alright. I don't think it's... You know, I'm not like a Swiftie, but she's got some okay songs in the whole scheme of it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, no, she doesn't. Some of them I'm not really, I don't care for. But some of them I'm like, she was cooking on this one. Are You the Atmosphere? Yeah, Are You the Atmosphere would have been better for sure. Her music is so bland. Some of it, Cruel Summer's not bland. I'm sorry, I can't believe I have to, I'm the Taylor Swift defender, but like, she's got some good songs, man. Major L on this one. I mean, you're not a free thinker, and that's fine. Sometimes being a free thinker is acknowledging that the world's most popular pop star has some songs that are actually like pretty good. Instead of just being like, no, they all suck because she's the most popular pop star in the world. Like, it's just the price you pay sometimes. I'm sorry to say it, man. Hold. Okay. Do you personally like it, though, or are you just rating it? What's this goalpost moving? Would I put the Taylor Swift song on the Peloton playlist? None of them that I've heard. No. But that's a bar that isn't cleared by almost anything that's presently like on the radio. For sure. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, you know, if I say that her music isn't good, I have to say that all music that has come out in the last like 5 years that I've heard is bad, which can't be true. There's some good stuff in there. Billion Koyangi, that's a pretty good one. Weekend is just as popular, but he mogs her. Okay, but that wasn't the question. The question is, what's the like worst song that you hear and you're like, not this shit again? And I named the worst song of all time, Waka Waka, This Time for Africa. And now you're saying Taylor Swift isn't as good as The Weeknd. Who gives a fuck? It has nothing to do with the conversation. I didn't bring up The Weeknd at all. There's no Weeknd songs on the playlist either. I don't give a fuck about him. Look at how far you moved the goalposts in like 5 sentences. Now, I would take The Weeknd any day of the week over Waka Waka, This Time for Africa. That's should go without saying. I shouldn't even need to say that explicitly, but you're not on point with Waka Waka. Quick question, how old were you when Waka Waka came out? If the answer is like under 21, shut up. Because your opinion, I'm arguing with a 11-year-old's opinion. Your opinion on that song calcified when you were still eating Elmer's glue, when 50% of your diet was glue. So there's no shot I'm going to argue with someone who appears to be 24, but it's actually an 11-year-old's opinion. I'm not wasting my time with that bullshit, okay? So if other people who were adults when Waka Waka, This Time for Africa came out, want to have a conversation, if they think it's good and we can meet as peers, as equals, that's something. But if you're like, it went crazy at the 4th grade dance, you sit your ass down and shut up, okay? How old were you when it came out? 22. I just don't have an opinion about it. See, that pisses me off almost even more than the people who like it. just because I feel like you're kind of fence sitting on it. It's a song you should have an opinion on. There are songs that, like, you don't have to have an opinion. Like, if you're, like, I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys, if you're like, I could take it or leave it, that seems about right to me. It's just, the song's sort of there. It's not unpleasant, but I would never put it on. I never have to, because it's always on somewhere anyway, even still. But, like, Waka Waka, you gotta, like, when it comes on, it begs for an opinion to be formed. The song is, you know, it's called Waka Waka, right? The lyrics are like, Waka Waka, la hey, 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 Waka Waka. Like, she's... You don't have an opinion on that. You have no opinion on it. You hate Shakira? I got nothing against Shakira. And I say that without knowing how her tax avoidance case played out in Spain. I separate the art from the artist in this one. I separate the accusation from the accused, okay? I have nothing against Shakira. Hips Don't Lie, I give it a 5 out of 10, not out of 5, but that's fine. And Whenever, Wherever, I give it a nostalgic 5.5. Underneath Your Clothes, I'll give it a 4. But that's, trust me, it gets worse than that. She Wolf, I don't really know, because I bowed out after This Time for Africa, to be honest with you. And Try Everything from Zootopia, I'll give it a 6.5. So it's I'm not a Shakira hater. I mostly just hate that song. Hold. You will not rage bait me today? This is not rage bait. See, here's the thing. You've been arguing music with people who grew up in a post-Condé Nast Pitchfork poptimism bubble. Me, Justin, from an earlier era where if you admitted that you liked Bop by Hanson, you got your ass beat. I didn't actually ever get my ass beat, but they would be like, they'd say some shit. They'd start some rumors about you or some shit like that. Boys can be mean like that. Nowadays, you get your ass beat if you say you're not fucking with Katy Perry's Dark Horse. If you're like, I think California Girls isn't really that good of a song, people will kick the shit out of you. They'll kill you. It's insane, man. Something happened. Katy Perry lost the juice. That's why I said Dark Horse era Apollo. Also, don't say nobody's fucking with Katy Perry these days. Is Justin Trudeau nothing to you? Don't answer that, American. Silence, American. A Canadian is speaking. Also, I heard they broke up or whatever. The Globe and Mail said they're just letting it simmer for now. Fireworks is really good. Okay, Kim Jong-un. God, it's so sick when an evil person likes a song you don't like, and you could just be like, you could just equate an otherwise normal person with that person. Oh, I don't even know if Kim Jong-un likes fireworks. That might just be some shit that I learned from the interview, man. But Teenage Dream is a great song, though. Teenage Dream, I'll give it a solid 8.5. No nostalgia, because I didn't hear that song, I think, probably until like 3 or 4 years after it came out. California Girls, I don't think is a good song. But it also has the misfortune of coming out in summer 2010 when the radio was as bad as maybe it's ever been in history. Tayo Cruz, Dynamite, California Girls, TikTok by Kesha, Hey Soul Sister. Oh! Sometimes you would listen to the radio and it would be like, Hey Soul Sister followed by I'm Yours by Jason Mraz, and you would be like, oh no, dude. They're good songs. Justin, help me out here. Just like tell me I'm not crazy. You don't need to say anything. Just tell me I'm not crazy. He's not here, man. He's not here. All this shit sucks. Taylor Swift isn't that bad, but I think something happened, and I really do think it's, I mean, the consequences of letting people enjoy things have been a tragedy for Western civilization. To quote someone, to paraphrase someone who I can't remember right now. But I feel like in our era, and I'm not saying this is the way it should be, but it's how I grew up, so it should be like that forever. When I grew up, nobody hated the music you loved when you were 12 more than the person you were when you were 16. It's a rite of passage to be like, to go through your CD collection and be like, fuck all of this. I was stupid. I was to be like 14 and be like, when I was a kid, my music taste sucked. But somehow, man, somehow, a lot of people, maybe this has been the case for a long time, but nowadays it's like, it's considered virtuous to still have like the same music taste you had when you were in the 7th grade, which is crazy. If you were in like the 7th grade when Beethoven was kicking around, it might be a different story, but that was like Simple Plan for me, man. I can't be doing that. I got big plans. Not simple plans. Hold. CTE. Where are you getting this from, or just vibes? I got people with gray pubes in my chat telling me that Waka Waka This Time for Africa is like their favorite song ever. It's just music, it's not that serious, but still, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, if you're getting calls from your doctor's office that, like, you should come in, we can't be talking about Waka Waka This Time for Africa, bro. We gotta be talking about some different sort of shit. Yes, pubes go gray. What follows could be the swallow. This is Pubes Not Gray by AFI. You know that one? Has led me to this place where I will be for all erased. It's been a long time since I heard this one. It's been that's the single that made me buy the album, but I haven't heard that song in a long time. And it beats the fucking bricks off of Waka Waka This Time for Africa. This song sounds like I'm watching a Disney musical. Are you talking about Waka Waka? That you're 100% right. You don't know how right you are, because the times I hear it the most is on Disney cruises. They're like, and the adults are doing the fucking Waka Waka Waka, hey, hey. The adults know all the fucking moves, and I'm like, just what the fuck is going on? Why is everybody around me like a junior vice president in their dad's family insurance company? Like, what am I doing? It's insane. I went on a Royal Caribbean cruise last week and I heard this song twice. I'm telling you, man. They love Waka Waka on the water, man. They'll be like, you sail out to international waters, who knows what's going to happen? What actually happens? Na 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 na, hey, hey, da 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 da. Boom! Having like 8 pina coladas and then knowing all the moves to Waka Waka This Time for Africa. Gotta grow a personality, man. Get the fucking lead out, man. Give me some a fucking wow 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 wow. Give me something like that. Okay, you got the time. I'll give myself some beer. Ooh, you know what I'm talking about? Is that Creed? Nah, ZZ Top. Yeah, ZZ Top. Anyway, what was I talking about? You gotta figure this shit out anyway. How? Fuck it, dude. Let's make some enemies. Fuck Aerosmith. Fuck AC/DC. Fuck Bryan Adams. I haven't even gotten to the controversial ones yet. Old? Fuck Aerosmith the most. Because at least AC/DC is funny. I'm not insulted yet. Please continue. Apollo, so you... I know you and I see you and you're valid. Because I think we're part of the last generation that grew up with classic American and British classic rock having religious level significance to us in the culture, which was supplanted, I think, by like pop, hip hop, and like electronic music soon after we matriculated, which is fine. It's just taste, it's culture, and culture changes. We're part of we're the last contemporaneous classic rock generation. So I see you, and I don't have too many Apollo takes where I'm like, that's indefensible. There are some, and I think I'm gonna get -2 for them. I think Africa by Toto is a horrendous song. I hate it. And part of the reason I hate it is because Weezer covered it, which is not Toto's fault, but it does make an impact. I don't think there's anything too crazy with the Apollo. The worst thing I would say about you is that you also seem like the kind of dude who maybe would be like fucking with Pentatonics unironically. But that has nothing to do with classic rock. Pentatonics, anything Pentatonics has ever done is probably worse than Waka Waka This Time for Africa, if we're being honest. How do I do this, guys? I'm not gonna let him get away with this shit. What do you, Apollo? You just strike me as the kind of guy where you would be like, you would enjoy the vibe of a band that's 5 people and they each sing like one of them's a soprano, one of them's an alto, one of them's a baritone, etc., etc. You strike me as the type of guy, if you went to a Canadian high school, you would be pogging up when they played the Nylons version of O Canada, where they go doo 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 doo. Ba 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 ba, do do do. That one, Canada. What about going up? That's a different game. I think it's got negative reviews on Steam. Scramble, bro. Single swing, not a rock. That makes sense because I'm losing some momentum when my feet hit the side here. Oh, that was not that bad for a second there too. Human Nature, probably the best Michael Jackson song. God bless. God bless. I'm not interacting with that one. That's insane. I mean, it's a fine song. No, I'm interacting with that one. That's crazy. The best, it might be Wannabe Starting Something, man. As a kid, you go through your Thrillers and your Billie Jeans and stuff like that. But I mean, Wannabe Starting Something. It's really good, man. It is not PYT. I'm sorry. That's fine, but what about Man in the Mirror? It's got some vocal sauce. Is it crazy to say I like I like the Michael Jackson music before he started trying to save the world with every song? I kind of like it more when he was just singing about, like, you know, having a party instead of like when he was like, this song's gonna heal the earth. Some of those songs still got some hooks, don't get me wrong, but why do you dislike Queen? It's not 100% their fault. Their most it's a rare situation for a band. Their most popular songs are their worst songs. I've been a Queen hater for a while too. This is not like a Reddit, like a reaction to people liking Bohemian Rhapsody on Reddit. Somebody to Love, great song. They got it. The songs where they're not. I'm sorry. I know I say it every time. Maybe it is a reactionary thing, but We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You are for middle school sporting events. So let's take those out of the. I'm not even going to say they're bad. They're not music, so I'm going to take them out of the equation to be charitable to Queen. I do find Bohemian Rhapsody cringe, okay? And then you get into the real songs and we can start to have a conversation. Don't Stop Me Now. I think it's hard to say, but it is a good song. But the problem is it got too much glaze from being in Shaun of the Dead, and it started to get played way too much, like, everywhere. And I'm at the point where, like, whenever the song comes on, I'm like, I don't want to hear it anymore. Under Pressure, I mean, I think Under Pressure's, I would not turn it off if it came on. I Want to Break Free, pretty good. I think Apollo's right. I think Somebody to Love is my favorite Queen song. Killer Queen? It's good. It's good. It's good enough to be in Guitar Hero 1. I do like Princes of the Universe, but I like it kind of in a self-aware way. Here we are, born to be kings. It's so funny that it's just like a bunch of guys who live in England. We're the princes of the universe. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Here we are, fighting to survive in a world with the darkest power. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Get a chip, buddy. You really want to rile people up? Tell them Linkin Park sucks. Justin, this is one that I think you and I just have to share this in whispered, hushed tones to one another until we're free from this earth. Because we all agreed. And Apollo, you can come to the Shadow Cabal. When you're in the 8th grade, Linkin Park hits like crazy. And I was in the 8th grade when they popped off. So we were all fucking with Hybrid Theory and a little bit of Meteora. And then we like turned 16 and we were like, remember when we used to listen to that garbage? Remember we used to, and we were still listening to garbage at that time, to be fair, just different garbage. But remember we used to listen to that garbage? And then something happened. And I'm now in 2025 and people are like, it's not garbage, it's bolded on Rate Your Music. And I'm like, not when Rate Your Music had shooters, motherfucker. When Rate Your Music had shooters, Elvis Costello was getting those Linkin Park scores. And Linkin Park was getting those Elvis Costello scores, if you know what I'm talking about. Help me. That was amazing. That was incredible. It's not bolded on Rate Your Music. Okay, but I go check. I guarantee they have some bolded tracks. If something like Numb is bolded on Rate Your Music, I mean, that's I'm entering the side of the culture war on whatever side doesn't have Linkin Park. Both sides have Linkin Park. I'm opening up a third frontier on the culture war. We're gonna take a little bit from both sides. I don't know what we're gonna take. We're gonna take a lot from one side. I don't know what we're gonna take from the other side. I haven't figured that part out yet. I'll find something. I'll find some. Maybe it's sausage gravy. Because people were too woke to eat sausage gravy. It's bad for you. It's bad for you. Man, fuck you. You do ketamine. You're not going to eat sausage gravy? We're taking sausage gravy from that side and everything else from the other side, and we're opening up a frontier in the culture war. Don't be surprised if I fall head over feet, man. At least Limp Bizkit was funny. All plus to that. I came into this world as a reject. Look into these eyes. And they show Wes Borland's fucked up, like all black eyes in the music video when they say, look into these eyes. That was funny. I opened your stream a few hours ago. You were talking about sausage gravy. Came back, you're talking about sausage gravy. Okay, this is the one time this has ever happened that I have not talked about it since those two times. Usually people come in here and they're like, I left 2 hours ago and you're still at the same point. This is literally the one time that's remarkable. That's a coincidence. Favorite Tenacious D song? I'm a City Hall head. I'm a sucker for a conceptual song. Which 2000 era Pitchfork indie darling is the worst? Oh, see now you're speaking my language. Because instead of having a lot of targets, I gotta think about which target it is. I'm sorry, it's not the Arcade Fire. I know. But it's not. So many people are saying it's not, man. Funeral was, it changed the game. Funeral changed the game, man. It's not Animal Collective. Oh my God. What is wrong with you? The Unicorns might be up there, and I have some love for the Unicorns, but the Unicorns might be up there. But the Unicorns are like, they have one album. It's not Vampire Weekend. Vampire Weekend is so good. Vampire Weekend, I agree with. No, you're cooked on that one. Plus, they're from New York now that I think about it. They're so ass, they're literally not. And it's people are saying Death Cab. It's not Death Cab because they gave Transatlanticism a 6.8. It's you motherfuckers who have dredged it up, and now you're talking like Transatlanticism is like, oh, it's up there with fucking Beethoven's 8th. No, it's not, bro. It's a 6.8. Bright Eyes? I don't know, bro. I'm Wide Awake This Morning is pretty good. Hold. I don't know. There's got to be one. I don't know what it is, though. Pretty good. It's top 100 of all time. You hate Vampire Weekend. You're putting I'm Wide Awake This Morning in the top 100 all time. Well, everybody's different. Trying to think. It's Interpol? I don't know, man. Interpol, they were a moment, man. Ariel Pink might be the answer. Okay, now now we can come to a consensus without hurting any feelings. Okay, yeah. But still, Round and Round's pretty good, I'm sorry to say. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. No, that album's pretty good. I'm sorry, I can't co-sign that album either. That one's still really good. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to think. No one's saying Destroyer. Oh, dude, Destroyer is still anointed. He reinvents himself with like every 2 albums, and people love it. Okay, one swing! One swing! There's only one swing! Pixies albums that aren't Doolittle. Surfer Rose is still really good. I was gonna say pretty good, but then I thought about it and I was like, nah, man, Surfer Rose is still really good. Now, don't say some stupid shit like it's better than Doolittle. Someone's gonna type that shit and I'm gonna be pissed off. Hold. Hold. Clap your hands, say yeah. Okay, so the first album, the self-titled, got like a 9.1, but they weren't fucking with the second album. I don't think that makes them Pitchfork darlings. And I think the self-titled, Clap Your Hands, Say Yeah, is still really good. I mean, maybe they overrated it a little bit, but I wouldn't be too upset about that. Wolf Parade? Wrong. Wolf Parade's good. I love that you know the numbers. Oh, dude, yeah, it might be the Decemberists, right. I forgot. I don't know. I have my Decemberist phase, but I can't get down with it. It's like, what if Ben Gibbard was like really into like the Civil War? That might be Titus. No, Titus Andronicus hits a little harder. Anyway. Actually, I'll hit you with one, and this is real, and it's hard for me to say because they're actually associated with Vancouver. But like, every time, and I have some of their songs on the Peloton playlist, every time I hear the New Pornographers, I'm like, is this actually good? Or did they just trick me into believing that this was good in like 2005, and now it's like stuck in my brain as if it's good? So whenever I listen to it, I'm like, I'm not sure this is actually like that. Like there's Letter to an Occupant is really good. But then like most of the New Pornographer stuff that I listened to came from Twin Cinema, and the one that came out, Challengers maybe, is the one that came after that. And almost all of the songs, and this is not to say fuck A.C. Newman or Neko Case or whatever, but almost all the songs that I like the most from the New Pornographers come from Destroyer. So I'm like, maybe I just like Destroyer, man. I gotta think about it though. Maybe it's the New Pornographers. Owen Pallett. Huge fan. Whether he's pooing clouds or like killing Sephiroth. Turns out one talented dude can do a lot of damage with the violin and a loop pedal. Saw him live, it was crazy. I've seen like 8 concerts in my entire life, and Owen Pallett was one of them. You won't believe this. I saw him live too. It was the dude got best new music. Maybe it was like an 8.0, no best new music. But either way, dude got anointed by Pitchfork. 3 weeks later, I saw him at a church in Kingston, Ontario, with like 80 people in the pews. It's like, what the? Nobody's heard of this fella. Nobody checks out the Polaris Prize shortlist. Joanna Newsom, Lover or Hater? Lover. Taylor Swift song, by the way. Lover, look it up. Joanna Newsom, kind of like, what if the Decemberists were good or whatever? Anyway, sorry. I mean, now we're just like, there's no lower form of conversation than remember when. That being said, remember when Tony Soprano said that? Had Damaged Goods by Gang of Four stuck in my head for weeks. I haven't heard that in a long time. Sometimes I'm thinking that I love you. But I know it's only lust. I gotta put that on the Peloton playlist, man. I haven't heard that in like 20 years. Your sweat so sweet. No, your taste so sweet. Your sweat so sour. I'm kissing you. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Yeah, dude. Yeah. A lot of people don't know Bernie Sanders was the he was the lead singer of Gang of Four. Okay, it's only entertainment. Oh. Hold. We're never leaving the sewer. That was probably how the Ninja Turtles were talking, like day one, too. And we all know how that worked out. Feels so good. I don't know, Justin Apollo, if you're still here. I made the mistake of doubling down too much on variety and had no banter. I was playing 15 new games a week, and the only thing coming out of my mouth was like, oh, I guess when we get this, we'll get a double jump. Feels so good to be playing just something where you can lock the fuck in. Man, that feels good. Yeah, I was Let's playing, and it felt bad. Felt bad. You're not locked in? I'm locked in on commentary. Gameplay-wise, like, who gives a fuck? You're 31 years old. What do you mean I'm not locked in on the gameplay? Look in the mirror, bro. You're looking like Unc, talking like nephew. You got an Unc-nephew dissonance going on. Gray-ass goatee saying, pay attention to the game? What the fuck you talking about? You're talking like an 8th grader. When he picks a random agent, it's mine. Everybody's got to pay the iron price. You know what's funny is, like, you would win arguments online back in the day by, like, suggesting that the person you're arguing with was, like, 5 years older than you. But, like, the older you get, the more insane it sounds. So now I'm, like, 36, and I'm like, man, you sound like you're, like, 44 years old. Which is, like, functionally basically the same age that I am. Oh, man. Yeah, there's no... I'm not being a poser here. There's basically no difference. It's a little older. I don't think anyone would deny that it's a little older, but it's not that much different. That hurts. Hold. 44 is younger than 36 if you think about it. So I will +2 the spirit of your take, but I disagree with the specific one you have. I think 40... I think 50 even is younger than 36. I feel like when you turn 40, that's the, like, societally accepted, like, I'm now officially old. I'm what young people think of as old. I'm 40. Then so that's old. And 49 might be, like, almost the oldest you can get until you're, like, maybe 65. But I think when you turn 50, my impression of 50, my stereotype is more like you're not at the end of your youth, you're at the start of the next chapter of your life. So you're the youngest old person, which makes you younger than someone who's 40, who is, like, the oldest young person. It happens, man. Like, if you're in high school and you're 18, you're old. But 4 months later, you go to college, you're older, but you're younger because you're a freshman. And the same thing happens a little bit, like, as you get older, too. Like 25 is older than, well, I got to think about this one. That one doesn't really check out. But certainly like 29 is, 30 is older than 29, but 31 is younger than both. Because by the time you're 31, you should be at the point where you're like accepting that you're in your 30s and like you're not that old. You're allowed to have like a couple months when you turn 30 where you're like, fuck, I'm 30 and I haven't like written my masterpiece or whatever. But then when you're 31, you're like, damn, I'm not even close to 40 yet. Look at these 29-year-olds. They're almost old. I'm still young as fuck. No, 29 is not the oldest you'll ever be. I think it might be the oldest you'll be for a bit. But like certainly someone who's like 86 years old is older than someone who's 29. Let's not be ridiculous. Like we can have a conversation here, but let's stay grounded in some degree of reality, okay? What if you die when you're 29? That is fucked up. I often think about how like I don't believe in heaven. Or hell, but fear them as well, or whatever. Isaac Brock, if he was Robert De Niro in Meet the Parents. This one's a doctor, this one's a nurse. Well, it doesn't really make any sense, but either way, what was I talking about? Does anyone else smell burnt toast? I often think, so I don't believe in reincarnation. If you do, that's chill, and definitely not cope. You probably got your reasons. But it seems fucked up that, like, one person texting and driving can, like, end your one life on Earth. That, like, you as a composition of atoms that is now, you know, calcified into an individual via repeating opinions and behaviors and stuff like that. It seems crazy that... And that's why we should, honestly... think about upping the death penalty. Because if I have to lose my life because like one dude's texting and driving and then that dude loses his license for a year or something like that and his insurance goes up, that hardly seems fucking fair. I only had one shot, bro, and he snuffed out my candle so briefly. And this dude's gonna, but he grieved, he was sad for like a year. Meet me in the cosmos, is all I'm saying. It just doesn't seem fair. If it's an accident, if you're like just bad at driving and you hit me with your car and I die, then like whatever, 10 years, supermax. If you make a mistake like texting and driving or drunk driving and you hit me, do they still do, I know some places still have the electric chair. Do they have the ones with the levers? I don't want it to be like someone clicks their mouse on like a button on a computer and it's like zzz. I want it to be like some dude has to grab like a fucking like like a broom handle, right? It goes and then so I don't even know if this makes sense, but there's sparks coming out of the handle like while he pulls it, almost as if it's like the friction of the handle going down that catalyzes the electricity traveling into the helmet in the first place. It's like yeah, or like they can only do it like when it's storming above the prison. They're like, go, go, go. They say the clouds are going to pass in 10 minutes. We don't have time for this. Let's just get them in the... That would be sick, man. That would be sick. Yeah, and then after he fucking, like he pulls the lever down and he slams it, like he flies backwards with no, like he doesn't dip at all, like he flies like a line drive backwards against the wall. And he goes like, coo, like he hits the wall with all of his limbs outstretched and then slides straight down like they cranked gravity up to like 10x. And then like dust flies up from the floor. But then the electricity doesn't take right away. Like the dude is so evil that he can't get killed by lightning. So he's kind of like he's fighting back against the electricity, and like the lights are going out, and like the light bulbs are exploding and shit. And like, and like the you can see like he's gripping the manacles so hard that like the wood on the chair is starting to splinter and stuff. Like oh. Oh. God, that would be sick. I paused it so he'd stick the hold, but then he let go of the hold. Maybe you're evil? He hit me with his car while he was texting and driving. And ruined my one chance of living. Snuffed out my candle so briefly. He's a bad guy. Yeah. Wait till you see what he posted on Truth Social. Yeah. Plus, he's a golfer. He was texting his pregnant wife. Yeah, look up the text. Here, I got the text. It says, fuck you and your baby. Beep. Lol, I just killed a guy. I just killed a really good guy with a family. Lol. And I'm immune to electricity. No electricity can kill me, so it's a perfect crime. That's the guy you're rooting for? That's your mans? Come on.